Hello! Right, I've just completed my third 8k run. So I've progressed a bit from the 5k now, pushing my boundaries. I had no intentions of doing any more than 5k 3 times a week, and then my best mate just decided to tell me that she'd moved up to 10k. That was it, the gauntlet was down. So anyway, it's inspired me to up my running a bit, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's great getting to see a bit more of the countryside as I extend my route. Anyway, I was reflecting on this run, and it's been a very enlightening couple of weeks for me. A lot of connections made, and that's sort of what I wanted to talk about. I've recognised for quite a while now that one of the largest causes of anxiety in the modern world is too much choice. There are just so many options in the Western world, and this can be incredibly overwhelming. You look at supermarkets, some of our major chains of supermarkets, so much choice of one type of food or drink or whatever it is, and then suddenly somewhere like Aldi and Lidl appear that give you limited choice, and people like shopping in them. Why? Because it's less stressful, it's less overwhelming, there's less anxiety from a simple task of purchasing food. And I think as well, we're seeing there have been reports recently and research done that one of the reasons children are suffering with anxiety more than ever before is there is just too much choice. Hello, my phone fell. My best friend stopped over with her 4-year-old boy the other night, and they have a thing called Puzzle Challenge. And Puzzle Challenge is basically 6 different puzzles all in one box. You tip them out, and then you find the pieces for each puzzle, so that you end up with 6 complete puzzles from one big mess. And I've talked before in a podcast last year, maybe the year before, about the power of play, and adults don't play enough. We don't play games. We don't have fun like we used to when we were kids, and it's incredibly powerful. And it can spark innovation and much greater thought processes. And so anyway, I was part of Puzzle Challenge. And it suddenly just connected the dots in my head. One of my issues is that because I love learning, as anyone who loves learning will appreciate this, sometimes you end up with too many options, too many opportunities, and don't know which way to turn. And doing Puzzle Challenge really helped me realise that my head is like that box of 6 puzzles all mixed up. And actually, when you decide to focus on finding all the pieces for one puzzle, suddenly it makes everything seem much clearer. It's about focusing on that one thing. So I sort of decided to apply this technique to my life, and it's been astounding. I suppose it's a way of simplifying things, but it's a practical way. So I sort of did Puzzle Challenge with my own head and my own thoughts, and searched for the common denominator, the common factor, the matching pieces in this puzzle of thoughts. And as with, say, one of the puzzles I was doing, it had a blue border. So you start by finding all the pieces with the blue border. And I started reflecting on my life and all the things I've done and all the things that I've really enjoyed. And although they're all so completely different, I then started to focus on what is the thing that all those things have in common. And interesting for me, for my discovery, it was to realise that everything that I've enjoyed doing has had a practical element. And more specifically, I've worked with my hands. And I suddenly realised that all the work I do now, I don't use my hands. I use my mouth. And I do that well. It's okay, I can talk. I don't need auto cue for doing things like this. I can speak my mind quite easily. And I enjoy public speaking. I enjoy standing up in front of groups of people I don't know. People might think that's weird, but I do. I really enjoy it. But I don't use my hands. And then I suddenly realised maybe that's why I took to sewing so well, and I embraced it, and it became such a major part of my well-being, is because it's so hands-on. Everything is about the hands when it comes to making clothes, creating things, sewing. So yeah, it's been a wonderful reflection, and then I've recognised other things as well, and all this came about from Puzzle Challenge. It just allowed me to join the dots, and then suddenly conversations that I've had with friends and colleagues over the past few days have suddenly joined dots with other things that other friends and colleagues have said, but years ago. And then suddenly it's like, oh, that's the common denominator, that's the common factor. So why aren't I doing that? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So yeah, so that's my thought process really. If you want to reduce your anxiety, then you have to reduce the options. So it's not about ditching stuff forever. You can just shelve things, but focus on one thing to start with. In fact, there's a whole book written about that, the one thing. So just find the common factor to things that you used to enjoy even as a kid through to you as you now. Every activity, in everything that you do that you enjoy, what is common to all the other things that you enjoy? And perhaps you'll end up creating one of the 6 puzzles in Puzzle Challenge. And then when you've done that one, you can then focus on the next thing. And what you end up with is 6 very clear pictures that were merely just a jumble of odd-shaped pieces in a box that made no sense. So I hope that's been enlightening. I'm going to head off now, have some breakfast, and I think put some sun lotion on. It's going to be a corker of a day today. And remember, now we're approaching summer. Sun factor 20 at least. Protect yourself, be sensible. You can still get a great tan with factor 20. So listen, whatever you're going to do, have yourself a super week, and I will catch up with you very soon. Remember to like these videos, share them on social media, and please subscribe to this channel. Okay, I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.